Happy Chinese New Year for those of you who are actually just celebrating. Got them from my accommodation. I figured I'm just going to slap those, whatever you call them, in my room, just for aesthetic's sake. But here goes my first short form video that I make from scratch. So, Jordan B. Peterson's Beyond Order. Really damn good book so far. I really love the first 12 rules of life. But I'm just going to I'm going to research for it first. This part of the book. So he was basically just talking about the story of Moses and how he got the Israelites out of Egypt. He basically said along the lines of this. It emerged as a product of imagination, keyword imagination, and has been transformed by constant collective retelling, etc., etc., etc. You can just read it for yourself. But this small symbol over here that basically means that I actually kind of disagree with what he said. Just a quick one, I'm just going to show you those symbols that I'm talking about. I basically got them from ParkNotes. I'm going to link them in the description, his video in the description on how you can take notes on books. But as I was saying, right, why I disagree with what he said, well, I basically don't know Jordan Peterson's actual spiritual and religious state at the minute. But if I'm not mistaken from what he's trying to imply, he basically thinks of those stories as a figment of an imagination, one's imagination, and it's basically just retold, and properly perfected in a state that it actually has that, well, carries that kind of impact. But I guess I'm just going to say that for those of you who are actually struggling to be more spiritual, who are struggling to actually get into a religion, I can't actually blame you, because for the longest time, for me too, I tried to answer spiritual and religious questions with mathematics. Like, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really equate. You wouldn't answer historical questions with maths, and you wouldn't even answer maths, well, vice versa. And I see that the problem is for people who are actually struggling. They're trying to answer spiritual and religious questions with, I don't know, maybe even history. Well, history can actually help. Some of them are actually just trying to answer them with maths. So I would just suggest you, for people who were in my state back when I was still, struggling to actually embrace spirituality, religion, and Christianity, to actually find relevant answers in the right avenues. If you want to be more religious or spiritual, historical accounts of how these stories took place, learn actually about the church history, and I would say maybe even answer some of those questions philosophically. That will definitely help. And remember, spirituality actually takes work. If you want to find God, you must first seek God, I suppose. Like, subscribe, bye.